Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about the new floor that opened up, the lowest level Hall of Chaos World floor in the underground prison. There's not much I want to talk about, but just a few tips and tricks and pointers for you guys on how to approach this and if you're ready for this dungeon or not. It's not for everyone necessarily. It's pretty hard at times, and certain classes do a lot better than others. So let's talk about a few things that can help you with this dungeon, or at least tell you which floor to grind in. I've made these little pictures here for each floor. We're just going to go over them briefly and why or why not it's a good floor for you. Now basically any floor that has the aggro mobs are ranged, we're just going to ignore for the most part, and that's because you can be the most dominant grinder in the world, but if an aggro mob hits you, for example, here in floor 1, they do a ton of damage. It's a 2-hitter, sure, but it's 3,200 damage roughly per hit, at least with my defense and such, and I could not survive 2 of those. So if I'm grinding and I happen to get hit by 2 of those, even though I'm not fighting the aggro mob, I would be dead. So if you're grinding here and you're thinking, oh, floor 1's the easiest, that might not be the case. So don't give up just yet. Let's keep going. Floor 2, the aggro mobs are melee, so this is a potential floor, and if you grind in the corners of this floor, you should be alright. The mobs themselves don't hit super hard. The aggro mobs do, however, you can maybe survive 2 depending on your CP and your defense and such. But since there's so many aggro mobs, I don't really recommend this because they're fast. Although they're melee, they're fast aggro mobs. So floor 3 is really the sweet spot in my opinion. There's a lot of aggro mobs, sure, but they're slow. They don't hit for nearly as much. If you look here, 1,400 compared to 2,000. So you can take more hits from the aggro mobs. And they're melee as well. Now the regular mobs do hit a little bit harder than floor 2. But depending on your class, this isn't a problem. Now, of course, range classes like myself benefit significantly with this dungeon because you kill the mobs before they even get to you, so you do not get hit a lot. And of course your skills are probably one-shotting them, but your basic attacks may not be. So moving on, floor 4, they're ranged, and that's just a problem. So I don't recommend grinding floor 4. Floor 5, they're ranged. Although they don't hit as hard, they hit fast, and then the regular mobs here hit really hard. So I don't recommend 5. And same here with 6 and 7, and then 8 is kind of like you have to be a whale to grind 8 or just very strong. Now something I did want to talk about with this map or this dungeon is that your main stats here matter a lot. So if we look here, because I'm a sniper, I have a lot of attack speed, 123. My attack is okay. I'm doing crits, so not only are my basic attacks happening fast, I'm basically doubling, because I have 100% crit strike damage, my damage. So my basic attacks also are doing 11%, so my basic attacks are killing fast. Now this dungeon, because you can't always do skills, it matters a lot about your basic attacks and how much they're doing, and that's because like right there you saw I killed him with basic attacks before he could get to me. I did it again, I did it again. That is kind of the name of the game with this dungeon, is are your basic attacks strong enough to kill the mobs before they do damage to you. And now if you're a melee class, unless you're assassin, you'll have some tankiness to you, which will help with that element, where you're getting damage from the mobs. But if you're a range class, it's really about how good do your basic attacks do against these mobs. So this is what my stats look like. I can comfortably grind floor 3. Once in like 30 minutes, some awkward stuff will happen and I'll die. But this is kind of what it takes in the meantime to grind floor 3 comfortably. If you're ranged, you're probably looking for something similar. Your attack speed is probably not going to be as high. Your basic damage probably isn't going to be as high. But there are things like relics in the item collection you can grind for to get that up. So do that for sure, and then your crit probably isn't going to be as high. So it really, sniper benefits a lot with this dungeon because of the attack speed, because of the basic damage, and because of the crits. Sniper does great basic damage, but yeah, floor 3 seems to be the sweet spot. Try it out if you're struggling, thinking that floor 1 is better. I honestly don't think it is. And then of course here in floor 3, stick to the corners. The corners are going to be your friends. You might not grind as efficiently in the corner, but you certainly are going to survive longer. So that's about it. And then of course, if you didn't look yet, I can't check, but you can get better drops here. You can get Lego gear, and you want to use your free 8 hours here, because otherwise you have to use these Nornir hourglasses, and these you have to craft with 2 regular underground prison hourglasses and these glistening sands, which you get to drop here in this dungeon. So that's about it. Try out floor 3. Let me know what you guys are doing, if you guys are struggling, or if you have a secret spot or a secret tech that I don't know about. Leave me a comment. I'll pin it if it's good enough in the comments. Yeah, that's about it, guys. I will see you in the next one. Peace.